It's not just Joe Biden and his family who are bowing to China and the wishes of the CCP. Hollywood is increasingly catering to China's cultural standards in order to maintain distribution channels there. The communist government has strict rules about which films are allowed to be seen in China, and in hopes of pleasing them, various plots are changed and scenes are altered before they're put into production. When the trailer for the Top Gun sequel was released, some eagle-eyed fans noticed that a Taiwanese flag patch, which had been sewn into Tom Cruise's jacket along with a few other countries' flags where his father in the film had flown missions, was now mysteriously missing. Taiwan has been in an ongoing dispute with China, trying to become an independent country, but China still claims the island as their territory, and in another attempt to appease the Chinese government, Top Gun producers removed the Taiwanese flag from Cruise's jacket because it simply being there symbolized Taiwan was not part of China, but their own country. DC Comics also censored a promotional image for a Batman comic that was posted on their Instagram and Twitter accounts after some in China interpreted it as supporting Hong Kong in their struggle for independence. Protests by separatists had been growing in Hong Kong and mostly involved college-age people using social media to organize, and some read too much into the Batman picture, thinking that it supported them, so DC Comics deleted it so that it wouldn't cause any issues with their distribution there. The 2015 film Pixels, starring Adam Sandler and Kevin James, about aliens in the form of popular video game characters invading planet Earth, was altered so that China wouldn't get offended. While waging war against our planet, in one of the scenes, an Arkanoid paddle, similar to Breakout, was supposed to destroy part of the Great Wall of China, since in the game, players bounce a ball against bricks to break them apart, but the censors changed that scene to depict the object destroying the Taj Mahal in India instead. The zombie movie World War Z was based on a book that described the virus outbreak turning people into zombies, starting in China, which was then ultimately nuked. But for the film, producers changed the location of that outbreak to Korea, and because, of course, you can't offend the Chinese, and they didn't have anything to do with it. And apparently, the Chinese government has decided to ban a distribution on any films about zombies or that star zombies. And so the Hollywood Reporter noted that a sequel to World War Z was supposed to be in the works, but was later canceled because Paramount wouldn't have been able to distribute the film internationally there. The Chinese market is huge, and if studios are pitched a film that they know won't be allowed in China, then they're now often inclined to just pass on making it altogether. So there won't be any more films like 7 Years in Tibet anymore. The 1997 movie stars Brad Pitt and takes place in the 1940s and 50s when Tibet was struggling for independence from China, but that's too offensive to the Chinese these days, and similar films may hurt distribution deals for other unrelated projects. Richard Gere's Red Corner, which came out in 1997, was probably the last major film critical of communist China to be made. In it, Gere plays a businessman who's framed for a crime that he didn't commit while on a trip there, and soon realizes how corrupt their legal system is, but makes China look bad, so no more of those movies. In First Man, the biopic about Neil Armstrong and the Apollo 11 landing on the moon, the film didn't show one of the most iconic scenes in history: Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin planting the American flag on the moon once they arrived. When viewers noticed this, strange omission Ryan Gosling, who played Armstrong, defended its absence, saying that landing on the moon was a human achievement, not an American one. Others had their suspicions that the scene wasn't depicted to avoid making the film too American in hopes that it could be distributed in China, and it doesn't make any sense that a movie about one of America's greatest achievements wouldn't proudly show the historic scene of the American flag being victoriously planted on the ground on the moon after we won the space race. Ryan Gosling and the producers couldn't admit to the American public the real reason for omitting the scene because it would shock moviegoers across the country and perhaps cause people to boycott the movie for downplaying our own greatness in attempts to make more money through distribution in China. Hollywood stays very quiet about the lengths that they go to in hopes of achieving that. As you know, even the NBA is sold out to China when the general manager of the Houston Rockets basketball team tweeted support for Hong Kong in the midst of the growing protests there, hoping to gain their independence. It sparked an enormous problem for the NBA because their games are broadcast in China since they're surprisingly very popular there. Adding to the problem was Chinese native Yao Ming, the 7'6" star, had played for the Houston Rockets before retiring. And stars like James Harden had praised China, saying that they apologize and that they love China. And LeBron James said that the coach just wasn't educated about the situation and that he was sorry too.
Yeah, we apologize. We love China. We love, playing there. We appreciate them as a fan base, and we love everything, they're about, and we appreciate the support that they give us.
Despite celebrity athletes always supporting good human rights causes around the world, none of them are saying a word about how China treats their citizens or the 1 million Muslims that have been put into re-education camps there. But that's not even the tip of the iceberg of Hollywood's hypocrisy or their strange bedfellows. If you really want to see behind the scenes, order my new book, Hollywood Propaganda: How TV, Movies, and Music Shape Our Culture. Get it in paperback from Amazon.com or download the ebook from any of the major ebook stores. And of course, there's a link to the Amazon listing down in the description below. So head on over there and check it out.